Hey guys, it's Sailor Turn Gamer. We're back coming at you with another video. Today I wanted to take some time to talk about the latest things that have recently hit Dauntless, because if you don't know, Aether Unbound is coming. Yes, Dauntless is finally hitting that 1.0 status. We've been getting tons of patch notes since its inception. The latest one to hit was patch note 0.9.3. And with this video, I wanted to take some time to just talk about some of the biggest things that hit Dauntless recently from the last patch note, and talk about a letter that Jesse Houston released. If you don't know who that is, no worries. He's a very important person in the Phoenix Labs community. In fact, he's the CEO and the co-founder. So Jesse's a big deal. He released a letter a couple weeks ago, and he just wanted to express his gratitude and happiness and talk about where the game was going in the future. And I wanted to just go over that and talk to you guys about that. So in the letter, he talked about how Phoenix Labs pretty much started off with about 7 developers, and throughout time they eventually got to about 100 developers now in 2019, which is pretty awesome because it pretty much shows the progression in the last 5 years, and that's really awesome. I've been talking about it for almost a year as far as the great leaps that Dauntless has made since I've been playing the game, which has been almost a year, and it's just been amazing to witness. September 26th is going to be a beautiful time for, I mean, of course the developers, but for us, the Slayers, as well, because of that 1.0 status. There's going to be a lot of huge things that come to the game, and there's been a lot of huge things that have came to the game since. Some of the biggest things that I want to just bring up right now for those of you that may not know is that Dauntless didn't originally start off being available for console. No, that's like a new change, right? So in a few patch updates ago, maybe like in between 6 to 8 patches ago, the game released for console, and I think it's been fantastic for players on console that have something to play that is free to play but actually fun and filled with a lot of content that's updated quite often. One of the other changes that I really want to highlight is the fact that you can pretty much play on any platform, whether that's console like I talked about, also Switch and PC, and the fact that all of these players can play together. I don't believe Switch is out yet, but I believe it is coming out in the winter. So soon you will be able to play on that platform as well. But the fact is that it doesn't matter what platform you're playing on, everyone can play together, and that is fantastic. If every game was capable of doing that, I just think gaming as a whole would be so much better. I mean, that in itself would be really amazing. So long ago, I'm pretty sure they always planned to hit 1.0 one day, and it's just amazing that they're pretty much here. There's millions of people to play this game, and there's been the addition of new game modes and new systems, and that just in itself is exciting. For one of the latest game modes to come to the game was Trials, and that came in Fortune and Glory. And that's pretty awesome because Trials is just another game mode where you can actually go through and earn a different type of currency to get access to newer rewards, things like abilities, things like things to modify your gameplay, and just armor and cosmetics and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool system. There's a leaderboard and a lot of things like that. If you guys are finding the channel and you're not familiar with what Trials is, I'll link in the video a description so you guys can learn some more information about that, and I've done a video on that as well, and I'll have that down there too. Aether Unbound, like I said, guys, is going to celebrate the last 5 years of Dauntless development, so I expect to see so much more behemoths, more weapons, more challenges, and just a lot more things to come to the game to continue to increase the way this game is. I mean, I remember a long time ago we didn't even have loadouts, and now the fact that those are in there is just amazing. Some of the latest things that I want to cover as well very quickly is just some of the big things that come in the latest patch, because 1.0 is coming, and I just want you guys to know where we were. So in the latest patch from 0.9.3, just to do a recap for those of you that didn't get a chance to play or check that out, they did a Ramsgate reorg, and so they did a reorganization of Ramsgate, just changed up the city flow to make things a lot more simpler to make sense. So what I mean by that is that there was a vendor that was on one side of the town, and now he's been moved to the other side of the town, so that way all of the weapons vendors are in a central area, which just makes a lot more sense. They improved the crafting UI, which is something that they've done quite often. They always look to make improvements whenever possible, and so they took another deep dive to make more changes to the crafting system as far as the UI is concerned. The Lucky Break display improvements, they added more information to the store interface. you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. It's a part of the trial system with the lucky break, and you guys can check that out in the description below to get more information about it. But they just made more improvements to the display system to make it more easier for people to understand. They added more cells, more mods. They added a new sword mod, a new chain blades mods, 2 new cells, and they're all there for us to check them out. And that's a part of the system that's related to trials. A broadside lantern they added in, so it's a call from the Corsair's cannon. There's a new lantern that's available from that trial system as well. I mean, they're adding so many things to this trial system to make it something that's really worthwhile in participating in, and I think that is really, really amazing. They're really putting a lot of time and development into the system, so I implore you guys to check it out and hop into trials and start earning those marks so you can start getting access to these amazing rewards. As far as that too, there's a new exotic that's also tied into trials as well. It's the Twin Suns repeaters. This is really awesome because this is the first exotic to actually hit Dauntless for the repeaters. Those of you that don't know about this channel or myself, I tend to play with a lot of weapons whenever necessary, but if I were to pick one, I am a repeater main. I've been one for quite some time. They're a pretty fun weapon to use, and those are just my boys. Those are my babies. And so to have an exotic that exists now is pretty awesome. In the future, I will do a review of that weapon and I'll go over it as well, so stay tuned for that. I talked about the loadout system that exists as well. I have a previous video on that where I go into depth, but for a quick summary, there's about 15 loadout slots that you're capable of getting. Now, some of those, you know, have specific arrangements or requirements around that, but don't worry, they give you a decent amount for free. I want to say 6 are tied into the mastery system that you can get for free as well. You have the ability to stack cells now, so cells of the same type are going to finally be able to stack, which is going to really reduce the time that you're going to spend scrolling because you're going to be able to see that stacking, which makes so much more sense. They changed the way the transmog stones work, so instead of spending a stone every time you want to craft a change, you can now unlock that look forever by just spending 1 stone at a time, which is so much more easier. So that's really nice. And Slayers that's been playing the game for quite some time, you know that there's a little tavern in there, there's a bar that you pretty much haven't been able to have access to, but finally you can actually walk through that bar, which, you know, you can't really do much with it now, but I'm telling you guys, this is just a seed that's going to be sown for something in the future, probably in that Aether Unlocked 1.0 Dauntless time frame. We're going to have something in that tavern, and that's going to be amazing in itself because, I mean, this game is just getting better every single day. So I wanted to go over some of these things that have recently hit Dauntless that have really changed the game from the latest patch note in that 0.9.3 for those of you that didn't get a chance to check that out. But primarily I wanted to just go over and talk a little bit about that letter because it was very heartfelt, and it's just a great way to bring you guys up to speed so you know that in 2 days time frame we're going to be in the new phase of Dauntless, and I can't wait. Those of you that's been playing Dauntless for a very long time, please let me know in the comment section below what has been your favorite addition to Dauntless. I will tell you guys mine in the comment section below, so check that out, and so we can begin to talk about that because I'm excited to hear from you guys as far as what you love. Be sure to stand by for all things Sailor Turn Gamer because we are going to have new content coming to the channel on a weekly basis, and until then, this sailor will be out in the open ocean. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.